Okay, this is the third video in our chakra series, which actually brings us up to chakra number 2. If you haven't caught the other two videos, please feel free to look back in the playlist labeled Chakras, and you'll be able to find the first two videos, which is the intro and the video on chakra root. Okay, this is the chakra number 2. It's called the Sacral Chakra. Its color is orange. That's the basic color that most people perceive it when they look at it, either through sometime oral photography. You can see it. You can see an area that is oranges like that, or basically through meditation, spiritual vision. They'll see that the sacral chakra comes up as an orange type color. Okay, its location is the lower abdomen. It's basically right below your belly button. That would be where that energy center is located. Okay. What it does is relate to your sensuality, your sexuality, your desire for pleasure, and it also deals with your passion and creativity. So basically the things that stir you and move you in a visceral type of direction. Those things that seem to be innate to each person, although those things may not be the same from person to person, that we all have something that drives us, something that moves us, something that gets us down on what we would say the gut level. And that is where that energy comes from, the sacral chakra. Okay. Now, why it's important is because basically it motivates us toward our passions. It moves us toward our desires and our dreams. Now, the root and the sacral chakras actually tend to work together to promote openness. They lend in sexual attraction and instinctual behavior. Your fight or flight is based in your instinct and in your passion. Basically, a good scenario would be if you were trying to save yourself, your fight or flight may tell you to run. Okay, if you were defending, say, a family member or a child, something of that nature, your fight or flight instinct in the same scenario, be it a man with a knife, a man with a gun, or some other type of situation that's dangerous, it may tell you to stay and fight. So those two energy centers work together to provide that type of instinct to the entire system as to what should be done. Okay. Now, some of the things that may block the sacral chakra includes basically being unemotional or not allowing yourself to feel certain emotions, being uncertain, being insecure, basically not being able to make a decision as to which direction you should move, or whether or not you will actually be heard in what you're doing, or whether this is a good thing. Those things indicate blockages that are in the sacral chakra. Being able to cope with the changes of life, just basically being detached from everything, or being in depression. Especially with depression, seeing as the sacral chakra motivates us toward various things, depression is a thing that basically pushes down on our passions. It pushes down on our instinctual behavior. It makes us want to hide from everything. And that is no way to gain energy there. There's no way there to use that energy there. And as anything that's not used appropriately, it will either atrophy or basically take on damage. Physically, you can feel constipated, basically like you're blocked or stopped up. You can have back pain, urinary and kidney infections. Gynecological, forgive that little stumble there, gynecological cyst can form basically depending on how severe this blockage is. And it can even cause impotence and infertility. You have to understand, while the root chakra, which we discussed in video 1, basically is that flooding in of life, the sacral chakra has to do with continuing on. So these things work together. Okay. So if you're having a serious problem there, it can affect everything down from it, basically. It can also cause some issues up from it, but seeing as energy flows not necessarily up in a path, it flows in a circle, and it comes up and around. When things flow down, they rush out of us. Okay. So there are some ways of clearing this chakra. Okay. You can, well, of course, improve your diet and exercise. Considering its location, it does have some things to do with digestion. Okay? An increase in fruits and vegetable consumption is a good thing. You're affecting the metaphysical part of yourself with the physical that way. A healthy body allows an easier time of keeping your spirit healthy. Okay? Of course, practices such as Tai Chi and Yoga help in clearing this and increasing the energy flow to that chakra, okay? Loving partnerships, that means close friendships, good loving relationships, even good business relationships can help to keep the energy flowing and to clear blockages in that particular chakra. And some even say that belly dancing, which would basically be a movement that is centered around the center of the body, which causes you to move that area, can cause some serious aid in clearing that chakra as well. Energy is about movement. Stagnant energy is called potential. Moving energy is called kinetic. Our body requires kinetic energy. It does store potential energy, but that potential is wasted if it never transfers into kinetic. So now the organs that it relates to is your bladder, kidneys, your reproductive organs, your bowels and lower intestines. Like I said, things that work with your digestion, things that work with your reproduction, things that work with your waste removal. All these things that we can directly influence by what we eat, what we take into our system, these things are affected by that chakra. So both in our energetic system and in our physical system, it's necessary to take in the right things. Good energy, good positive vibes, good loving relationships, good fruit, good vegetables, good things that are going to cleanse us. Okay? Now the element here for the sacral chakra is water. Considering it sits right around your bladder, it should be very easy to understand why that element would be considered water. It is a flowing. Passion does not just sit stagnant. Passion can explode like water does. Passion can flow like water does. Your desires, they move from one thing to the other. It's a very easy thing to see how this element works in our body. Our circulatory system is mainly water. Without that water, it doesn't work. Okay, one of the main things that help filter out the water in our body has to do with our bladder and our kidneys, our lower intestine, our bowels, these things that remove waste and keep that flow clean. So just some tidbits there has to do dealing with the sacral chakra. Okay? The thought that goes along with this particular chakra is I desire. When you start thinking about the things that move you, the things that give you passion, the things that give you drive, that is energy that's coming from that sacral chakra. And my thing is that really, as we discuss in the ongoing videos, the various energy that comes from each of these chakras, that it does work in unison. Everything works in unison in your body. They work together. And as you pull energy from one thing and flow it to the next, you're able to, in a way, build momentum. Okay, so as you feel that thing you're looking for, a direction in life, you're looking for what you're supposed to do, what your purpose is, it's those things that move you down deep inside of your belly, down deep, low in your body, those things that hit you on a gut level. That is what you really want to try and involve yourself in. And as you move in those directions, the energy that flows up from the sacral chakra is going to take and affect all the other chakras and help to both clear those, clear itself, and motivate all of your energy in moving in a positive direction. You may be surprised at how some things turn out. As we go on in videos, we'll get more in depth with this, or more in depth at least, with this particular type of thing we're talking about now. But just to keep time in the videos at a certain point, we're not going to go too much further into that. Okay, the next video will be on the third chakra, which is known as the solar plexus, and it is definitely located right below the solar plexus point. Again, the first video is about the root chakra. It's down in the playlist. I will put some more information, including the things I went over tonight, in the description about the sacral chakra, as well as a link to to some other content. Okay, everyone have a blessed night. Be blessed.